All right, welcome back to another game of AIG Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of this game. And in this game, we're going to finish off a doubleheader from 1984, played on June 25th, 1984, between the Houston Astros and the Atlanta Braves. First game went to the Braves. They won by a score of 8-6, powered by a 7-run first inning against Mike Lacoste. In this game, I'm only going to play with the batters, and I'm going to play also with the sort of quote-unquote advanced charts. So you can see here there's another 1 to 100 roll for each of the different outs, each type of hit, strikeouts, walks, any wild pitches, or pass balls. And the instructions are on each of those charts to tell you like what to do as far as checking for errors and checking for defensive plays or base running, that type of thing. Those are all on the charts themselves. We also have our rare plays. You can see here, two sides of rare plays. And then we also have a couple of situational things, hit and run and sack bunt. After a hit by pitch, we'll check for an injury. And then on our defensive checks, this is the chart that we use for that, whether it's a hit or a catch. So let's get this one started. It's going to be for the Astros, Doran, Reynolds, and Enos Cabell. We're going to look at the red die first. So 58, and then this is a secondary die as we need it. 58 to Bill Doran. I know he's on here somewhere. I got the wrong team up, that's why. I was writing down all their defensive numbers, so I don't have to keep looking it up. Bill Doran, a 58, is going to be into his ground out range, and a 97 will be a high chopper to third base. We got to check the runner's XB rating to see if he beats it out. It's a 70, 1 to 70, he'll be a safe at first. It's a 19, and Bill Doran beats out the chopper to first, and he's at first with nobody out. He is an SB plus, so he can steal anytime. He's a 1 to 78 to make it. We're going to send him. 27, he's in there with a stolen base. And just like that, Houston is in control with a runner at second base and nobody out for Craig Reynolds. 77 is another ground out. This goes to 28. 28 is a routine 4-3 ground out. So because that's hit to the right side, that's going to move the runner along. And that will be to third on the fielder's choice. 1 out. And Enos Cabell to the plate. It'll be Cabell and Cruz with a chance to drive in a run. 74 for Cabell will be another ground out. This time, it's another chopper to third base. We're going to check the XB rating. 1 to 70, he's safe. 70, he is safe. And that's going to be an infield single. On a chopper to third, where's my sheet? We do have some general base running rules. So we had a runner at third and 1 out. So runner at third only. Runner scores on a grounder to second or shortstop. Otherwise, we're going to hold. So he's going to hold on that infield single as the chopper was to third base. Didn't have a what you call contact play on. So we got first and third, 1 out. Jose Cruz to the plate, a 99. To Jose Cruz is going to be a hit by pitch. You can see a 99 here. And a 96 on our injury chart would be a major bruise. He would be removed from the game. And he would need to be out 1 full game. So let's go ahead and take him out of the game. He gets plunked. And we're looking for an outfielder. How about, no, Terry Poole's in the game. How about Jerry Mumphrey? So we'll put Mumphrey in center, and we'll move Kevin Bass to left field. And Jose Cruz is out of the game. So Mumphrey will take the base for him. And he is a -5 and a 98. So, all right, so we got our first injury of the game, and that's how injuries work. They come in on a hit by pitch. Next up, Kevin Bass. We're going to go here. He moves up a little bit. Bases loaded, 1 out for Kevin Bass. Bass getting the start. That's going to be a pop-up. That pop-up is down the first base line to the first baseman, and he'll make the catch in foul territory. And that's going to be out number 2. All the runners have to hold. Ray Knight to the plate. 68 to Ray Knight. As Houston threatens here in the first with the bases loaded and 2 outs, Ray Knight with a 68 is going to be a grounder. And as a right-handed hitter, that's going to be a slow roller to the left side. We got to do an error check on the shortstop. The shortstop is here, 1 to 95. He'll make the catch. 46, he does make the catch. And play to short. Typically, we don't have a bases loaded section on here. So at first and third, we would go for a double play. Bases loaded. Any base less than 2 outs, we throw to first. Okay, so we'll check on the throw, make sure he makes the throw to first. He does. A little wide of the bag, but he stretches and makes it. That's a 6-3 put out for out number 3. So Houston strands 3 in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. It's no score. Up for Atlanta in the first, it'll be Albert Hall, Jerry Royster, and Rafael Ramirez. 79 to Albert Hall. Will be a fly ball that goes to, what is he? He's a switch hitter, so we'll call him, the starter is Mike Madden. Madden is a lefty. Rick Mailer is a right-hander. So Madden is a lefty, and we will, Albert Hall hitting right-handed. So 73, right-hander, fly ball, shallow left, or shallow center field. We need to do a defensive check on the center fielder. That's Jerry Mumphrey. He's a -5. So he's going to be a 1 to 45 to make the catch. He comes running in, and he cannot get there as it falls for a base hit. So Albert Hall at first. He's an SB minus, so no need to worry about him. Oh boy, we got a 2 for Jerry Royster. That usually means a home run. Let's find Royster. It is. He doesn't hit many, but he parks this one. And the Braves are going to take a 2-0 lead on the 2-run homer by Jerry Royster. And that's 2-0 for the Braves. 35 to Rafael Ramirez. 35 is going to be a strikeout. That'll be out number 1. Dale Murphy to the plate. A 28 to him will be into his walk range. And Brad Kaminsky to the plate. 95 to Kaminsky is a pop-up. And that is popped up to a 76 is a pop foul out of play. Roll again. So we got to roll again as that one gets into the seats. 59 to Kaminsky is going to be a grounder. And that ground ball is a slow roller to the left side. Let's check the error of the shortstop. The shortstop is a 96. It's a 6. So he's going to make the catch. We have a runner at first base and 1 out. And our situations here says runner at first, 1 out. Force out at second, batter safe at first. So let's make sure he makes the good throw. He does. And we'll get a fielder's choice here. And that'll be 6-4 on the putout. Gerald Perry to the plate. A 92 to Gerald Perry will be a line out. And that is lined out to 33. A deep fly. Oh, let's find the line outs. Right. A screamer to first base. It says do an error check there. So let's check and make sure the first baseman makes the play. That's Enos Cabell. He's a 1 to 99. So only 100 would be an error as he makes the catch. We'll go L3 on the putout. And that's all she wrote in the bottom of the first. So neither team scores in the first. We head to the second inning. No score. Houston will send up the bottom of the order. It'll be Terry Poole, Alan Ashby in the pitcher spot. First up is Terry Poole. A 76 is going to be a ground out. As a left-handed hitter, an 84 is going to be a comebacker to the pitcher. We got to do an error check on the pitcher. He is a 96, so 1 to 96. He'll make the catch, and he makes the throw, and that's a good play from the pitcher. All right, a 12 to Alan Ashby. 12 is going to be a base hit, and that will be a soft liner to center field. Pitcher spot up. Let's go ahead and sack bunt. A 41, bunted too hard. We need to roll 1d10. 1 to 4, the lead runner's out. 5 to 10, the batter's out. It's a 10, and the batter will be out, so he does get the sacrifice down, even though it wasn't a perfect bunt. So, with 2 down, we have a runner at second base for Bill Doran, who singled in his first time up. 76 is not going to do it this time. That's going to be a ground ball hit to the pitcher. The pitcher fields it cleanly. Let's see if he makes the throw. He does. And that's going to be a little comebacker to the mound for out number 3. So Houston strands another runner in scoring position as we head to the bottom of the second inning. No score here in Atlanta, Hotlanta, June 25th, 1984. For the Bravos, it will be Randy Johnson, Bruce Benedict, and the pitcher spot. No, not that Randy Johnson. 21 to Johnson will be a base hit. He's a right-hander, and that's going to be a soft liner to left field. There's no runner on second, so there's a little bit of a directive there for a runner on second. He's on with a base hit. Bruce Benedict to the plate, the catcher for the Braves. 15 will be another base hit. 45 is going to be a line drive over the shortstop, single to left field. So a couple of a couple of singles here with nobody out, and we're going to lay one down. So again, we'll go to our sack bunt chart and see what happens. Really good opportunity here for the Braves. 33 bunt attempt missed. Strike called. We need to re-roll. A 3 successful bunt. Batter sacrifices to third. Runners advance. All right, a Rooney. Good job by the pitcher, who lays one down, and that'll be out number 1 as both runners move up. We got runners at second and third for Albert Hall. Just one out in the inning. 70 to Hall. Excuse me. A 70 is going to be a ground out, and he is batting right-handed. So a 35. That's a grounder to the pitcher, who fields it. It's kind of one of these together. So second and on third only, grounder to second. We need really a second and third. So if they're on second base, grounder to first or second, they advance. On third base with the infield back, the grounder to short or second base. Otherwise, they hold. So I would guess on a comebacker, if they're not running on contact, they're just going to try to make the play at first base. And the throw is good. So we'll go 1-3 as he looks back, the runner at third. Nobody moves. And that brings up Jerry Royster with 2 outs and an opportunity to drive in a run. 76 to Royster is going to be a fly ball that goes to 79 is a shallow fly to right field. We have to do a defense check on the right fielder. Right fielder is Terry Poole. He's not a great outfielder. -7 means it's going to be a catch on a 1 to 45. It's a 95, and that's going to fall for a hit. So base hit. Scores 1. The runners would have been going on the pitch, so it's actually going to score 2. And that is a 2-out doinker to right field that the batter couldn't get to. Royster now 4 RBIs. Wow. And Rafael Ramirez to the plate. It's a career game for Jerry Royster. Rafael Ramirez in 84 is going to be a fly ball. That goes to shallow left field. We got to do another defense check. The left fielder is Kevin Bass. He's a little bit better outfielder. He's a +1. So he'll be a 1 to 75 to make the catch. Of course, it falls for a hit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this runner here is going to go to third with 2 outs. The hits just keep on coming. It's Dale Murphy to the plate, a 56. All right, they keep it off of the bat here as Murphy strikes out. A 97, the pitcher dominates him with a fastball. He got real fed up with all these dinker hits out there and just blows him away with the fastball. And that is a 2-run inning for Atlanta as they took a 2-0 lead over the Houston Astros. Sometimes you just get fed up and you start just throwing gas, I guess. All right, Rick Mahler comes out. He's going to face off against Reynolds, Cabell, and Mumphrey. Mumphrey in, remember, because Jose Cruz got plunked in his first at-bat. Had to be removed from the game. Craig Reynolds to the plate. Reynolds with an 18. That's going to be a base knock. And for a lefty, that's a looper into shallow right field. The runners could advance if they were on base, which they're not. Reynolds at first. Enos Cabell to the plate. A 30 to Cabell is going to be into his walk range. And he takes a good walk. And down to second base goes Reynolds. First and second for Mumphrey. And 84 to Mumphrey is a fly out. That goes to, let's see, he's a switch hitter. He'll be hitting left-handed. That's a routine fly out to right field. We do need to do an error check on the right fielder. 1 to 98, he makes a catch. He's fumbles with it a little bit. But that's going to be an F9. Let's check the depth on that. The depth is medium. And there's no modifier if the base runner wants to try to go to third. So Craig Reynolds, not a great XB rating. I think 70 is average. Like you have someone like, oh, actually I think I haven't done all these XBs right, so I'll have to do that. Kevin Bass to the plate. No advance there. That's the first out of the inning. Kevin Bass to the plate. He popped up to first in his first at-bat. He's going to get a hold of one here, though. Kevin Bass, a 6, is going to be a double. And that is, what is that? 89 to a right-hander. So there's a double with the missed cutoff man. The runners can try to advance using the XB. So the only person that's going to really work for, because this guy's going to come in to score, that's only going to work for Enos Cabell. So he can try to score. Let's go ahead and do that. Why not? We're being given a special opportunity, a 1 to 70. He'll advance on the error. So 56, he makes it in there. I don't know if it's an error. It's just a missed cutoff man. So we'll say he goes to third on that, and then he'll score on the fielder's choice. So to my mind, that's only 1 RBI. I don't know that he would get 2 on that. Maybe somebody can correct me on that. But on the fielder's choice, Enos Cabell comes to score the tying run. Ray Knight to the plate, and 11 is going to be a base hit. That is a grounder up the middle. It's a single into center field. We got the runner here, Kevin Bass. He runs at a 70 as well. Everybody's going to run at a 70. So let's try to score him as well. He's got the windmill going at third, 55. He is going to come in on that base hit. And Houston takes the lead on an RBI single from Kevin Bass. Still 1 out. Got a runner at first base. Terry Poole to the plate. 84 will be a fly ball. And as a lefty, an 82 is going to be a medium depth fly ball to right field. You can tag if you're on third base. So let's make sure he makes the catch. He does. Couple of flyouts to right field. Ray Knight is going to hang tight at first base. That brings up Alan Ashby. Ashby with a single in his first at bat. The catcher for the Astros, 43, will be a strikeout as he watches the pitch for a called strike 3. He thought it was a little close. Umpire rung him up. 3-2 is our score as we head to the bottom of the third. Atlanta now finds themselves down a run. They'll send up Brad Kamensk, Gerald Perry, and Randy Johnson. Kamensk on with a fielder's choice in his first at bat. 37 is going to be a strikeout as he swings and misses on a low fastball. Out number 1. Excuse me, Gerald Perry. He is going to hit a lazy fly ball out to shallow center field. No problem in center field for Mumphrey, who comes in to make the catch. That'll be out number 2. Randy Johnson singled in his first at bat. Let's see what he can do here. A 6 is going to be into his double range. A 29 for a right-handed hitter is a line drive into the left center field gap. It's cut off late. Diving headfirst into second base is Randy Johnson as they can't get him on the throw. He's now 2 for 2 with a run scored. Brings up Bruce Benedict. Bruce Benedict. He's a 44 here. And that's going to be a strikeout as he's caught looking on a nasty breaking pitch. And that will be out number 3. So a couple of strikeouts in the inning for the Braves. And they strand a runner at second base. It's 3-2. Got a good one going here. Top of the 4th inning, Houston at Atlanta. This is the back half of a doubleheader. Atlanta won game 1, 8-6. It'll be the pitcher's spot, and then Doran and Reynolds. We're going to use Phil Niekro for our pitcher. 18 is going to be a walk, and that just drives the manager up a wall when you walk the pitcher. A 30 to Bill Doran. That's going to be another walk, back-to-back walks. 24, pitcher walks the batter on 4 straight pitches. Ouch. The bad times keep getting worse for Rick Mailer and the Braves. 61 to Craig Reynolds will be a ground out. And Reynolds is a lefty. So 90 on a ground out. That's a high chopper to third. We got to check the XB rating. Let's see if he makes the catch first. A 99 chopper to third. He's a 93. He's just not even going to make the catch. That's going to be an E5. Glad I checked it. So that error is going to load the bases. And Enos Cabell to the plate. A 100 for Cabell. 100 is a wild pitch. So that's going to clear the bases just a little bit. And that'll put runners at second and third. As the pitcher comes in on a wild pitch. I guess we could see what happened on that wild pitch. Could be something funky. 46, wild pitch, batter ducked under. The lead runner hesitates, then runs. Oh, roll the XB for the advance. Okay. Not a guarantee. His XP is 70. 67, he just makes it. Oh my gosh. All right. Wow. All right, so that worked out well. Enos Cabell to the plate. Still, he's a 40 here. Cabell, a 40 is going to be a strikeout as he swings at an inside slider and he misses the pitch. So that's out number one. We do have runners at second and third for Jerry Mumphrey. Mumphrey is 0 for 1 with a flyout. 60 is going to be a ground out to 85. Mumphrey is a switch hitter, which makes him a lefty. 85 to a lefty. That's a comebacker to the pitcher. Let's check the error. A 96, possible error on the pitcher. It's not. So he just makes the catch. We've determined when it goes back to the catcher or a pitcher with less than 2 outs and a runner at third, we're going to make the throw to first, and he does. He looks back the runner at third. So 1-3 on the put out. That was a little bit of a dicey play there, but they get the out and the run does not score. It'll be Kevin Bass to the plate with a 50. That's going to be a strikeout. He swings at an inside fastball and he can't make contact. So Bass down swinging for out number 3. Houston does tack on. They get another run. It's now 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. That was a wild, wacky play with the wild pitch. I need to make sure I do the detailed results because there's all kinds of things on there. You can throw to get the lead runner. There's pass balls and stuff like that. So need to make sure I do that. We got a pitcher coming up for the Braves. And then the top of the order with Hall and Royster. I don't think we have any pitcher spots here, so we're just going to use the pitcher card for Phil Niekro. And 8 is going to be a single. We'll call him a right-handed hitter, 41. It is right, yeah, 41. Line drive over the shortstop into left field. So both pitchers getting a little love here in this game. Brings up Albert Hall to the plate. Hall 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. 58 to Albert Hall is a grounder. He will be batting right-handed. So Albert Hall a 60. Is going to be a 4-6-3 double play as they roll him up. Nice play there from the second baseman. It goes Doran to Reynolds to Cabell. So 2 down now for Jerry Royster. Royster having a day. He's 2 for 2 with 4 RBIs, a homer, and a single. 93, though, is going to be a pop-up. And that's popped up to right-hander. It says it's a foul pop drifting near the wall. The first baseman is going at it 1-50. It'll be out of play. It is, and it drifts out of play. We'll roll again. Oh, he gets a second chance, and he is going to rip a double here. 52 is going to be a low liner that skips past the diving center fielder, and he'll wind up at second base with a 2-out double. Rafael Ramirez to the plate, a 26. That'll be a walk as he takes a pitch high and outside, and he's going to take a walk. So after could have been a pop-up 50-50, whether it stayed in play or not, it went out of play, and now a lot of hot water here for the Astros. Dale Murphy to the plate, a 53, is going to be a strikeout as Murphy goes down looking at a curveball. The drop's right in there for strike 3. And the big man can't pull the trigger. That's going to keep Atlanta from scoring in the 4th. It's now 4-2 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Houston over Atlanta. I love the detail. It takes a little bit longer, but you get a lot of cool, just kind of mental detail to put into the game. It'll be Ray Knight, Terry Poole, and Alan Ashby to the plates. Ray Knight is 1 for 2 with an RBI. 33 to Ray Knight will be a strikeout. So he swings and misses in a full count. Can't catch up to the 3-2 fastball. Brings up Terry Poole. Terry Poole with a base knock. That's going to be a grounder through the right side, single to right field. First hit of the game for Terry Poole. He's now 1 for 3. Poole is stolen base 78. We are in the 5th inning. We're going to send him 1 to 78. He'll steal the base. A 98. Youch. He gets thrown out. Nice job by the catcher, Bruce Benedict, as he catches his man stealing. And it's 2 down now for Alan Ashby. 69 to Ashby is going to be a grounder. And Ashby a switch hitter, so he's batting left-handed. 91 on a grounder is a high chopper to third. Let's see that he makes the catch. He does. Now we got to check the XP rating. 1 to 70, he'll be safe at first. Otherwise, they get him an 84, and that's a nice play on a high chopper. Bang, bang play at first, and we're going to get him 5-3. 1, 2, 3 goes Houston in the 5th, and we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Atlanta trailing 4-2 to the Astros. This, again, the back half of a doubleheader played on June 25th, 1984. Brad Kamensk to the plate. Kamensk is 0 for 2. Probably going to be 0 for 3 as he grounds out it's a hard grounder up the middle. We're checking the error on the shortstop. 87. Shortstop is a 96, so he's going to make the play, and he makes the throw. A spinning throw, and Brad Kamensk is out. Number 1. All right, Gerald Perry to the plate. Gerald Perry in 87. That's going to be a fly ball hit to a shallow fly to center field. We have to do a defense check on the center fielder. That's Mumphrey. He's going to be a 1 to 45 to come in and make the catch. It's a 71, and that's going to drop for a base hit as Mumphrey can't get to it. And Gerald Perry on with a base hit. Gerald Perry can steal bases. 1 to 77, he'll be safe. He's in there easily. And he'll be in scoring position for Randy Johnson. Johnson 2 for 2 with a run scored. He's going to make an out here. A 92 is going to be a line out to 56. Hard liner to left field. So coming in hard is the left fielder Kevin Bass. He'll make the catch. It says that the runners hold. All right, Bruce Benedict, last chance to knock one in. A 62, though, is going to be a ground out. And for Benedict, he is a right-hander. That's a routine 6-3 put out. And that's going to be it. As the Braves strand a man in scoring position in the 5th, we head to the top of the 6th. It's 4-2. Houston over Atlanta. Pitcher spot due up. 36 to the pitcher. We have Phil Niekro here, so 36 is going to be a strikeout. He swings and misses in a full count. Come on, pitcher. Give yourself a chance. Bill Doran to the plate. Doran is 1 for 2. 21 for Doran will be a base knock. So he's batting left-handed. So a 20 is a grounder up the middle. That's going to be a single into center field for Bill Doran. Doran can steal at any time. 1 to 78. Let's send him. Oh man, Bruce Benedict is hot. As he throws out another base runner. 2 innings, 2 caught stealings. Bruce Benedict says, don't run on this golden arm. And that will bring up Craig Reynolds with 2 outs. Reynolds 1 for 3. 64 will be a ground out. And for a lefty, that is a 4-6-3 double play, it says. So we'll just cut out the 6 and we'll go 4-3. No need to go to the shortstop there. So 4-3 on the putout. That's a 3 up, 3 down inning for Houston. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 4-2. Houston over Atlanta. We got the pitcher spot. And then back to the top of the order with Hall and Royster. For the pitcher, 78 is going to be a fly ball. And that goes to 55. We'll call that a fly out to the left center field gap. We have to do a check on the center fielder. Center fielder is Mumphrey. He's a 1 to 45 to get there. It's a 94, and boy, he just is not able to get to things out there in center. As that falls for a hit, pitcher spot now 2 for 2. Brings up Albert Hall. A 16 for Hall. Hall 1 for 3. 16 is going to make him 2 for 4. As he has, I believe he's batting right-handed. 67. That's going to be a dribbler to the pitcher's left. And the batter beats the throw. So an infield single. And all runners are going to move up. That's 2 on with nobody out for the man of the day, Jerry Royster. Royster is 3 for 3. A single, a double, a triple, or a single, double, and a homer. He's going to miss the triple here. 42 is squarely into his strikeout range, and he swings and misses. And he will go down swinging. So first time he's been put out today. That's the first out of the inning. Brings up Rafael Ramirez. A 20 to Ramirez will be a base hit. He's a right-hander, so 50 is a hard liner to center field. That's going to fall for a knock. All the runners are moving up. The pitcher spot, he's a 70. We'll call him a 50. We'll call him 1 to 50. We're going to hold him up there, I think. So that will be bases loaded for you-know-who. Dale Murphy, 0 for 2. But he's always got it in him, 58. Well, today he's got a bunch of strikeouts in him is what he's got. He's got the hat trick here. Batter is late to the fastball. Not something people say too much about Dale Murphy. And that's going to be out number 2. He's got 3 strikeouts on the day. Brings up Brad Kamensk. Kamensk bounced out to short his last time up. A 95 is going to be a pop-up. And for a righty, this is going to go to a routine pop-up to third base. Let's make sure the third baseman catches it. He's already got 1 error. He makes the catch. And that's going to be the 3rd out. So Atlanta can't get the big hit. I feel like they've been watching the club this year. Can't get that 2-out hit with runners in scoring position. And they are trailing 4-2 because of that. We go to the top of the 7th. Houston's going to send up the heart of the order, Cabell, Mumphrey, and Kevin Bass. 96 to Enos Cabell will be a pop-up as well. An 83 on a pop-up is foul pop over the dugout railing, and the first baseman is there, and he will make the catch. So, over the railing, the first baseman, Gerald Perry, makes the catch. Nice job. 16 to Jerry Mumphrey is going to be a base knock for a left-hander. That's going to be a grounder through the right side. So Mumphrey now 2 for 3. He's at first. He can steal. He's a 1 to 79 to make it. Let's go ahead and send him. Even though Bruce Benedict has been throwing people out left and right. Mumphrey gets in there. He's in scoring position now for Kevin Bass. Bass 1 for 4. 1 for 3, sorry. He's going to be 2 for 4, looks like. As a 16 for him will be a base hit. And that's going to be grounded through the left side. Now Mumphrey runs at a 70 because everybody runs at a 70. So let's go ahead and try to send him home. 1 to 70, he'll be safe at home. It's a 16, and he is going to be in there on the RBI single. So 2 RBIs on the day for Kevin Bass as he drives in the runner from second. Brings up Ray Knight. 45 to Ray Knight is going to be a strikeout. He tips the ball, but it was caught by the catcher for the strikeout. So foul tip held on to by Bruce Benedict. We got 1 out, 1 in, and a runner at first base for Terry Poole. 38 to Terry Poole will be into his strikeout rating, his range. So he swings and misses on a high fastball. The downfall of many in the history of baseball. But Atlanta tacks on another. They now lead 5 to 2. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Atlanta's going to send up the bottom of the order. It will be Gerald Perry, Randy Johnson, and Bruce Benedict for the Bravos. Gerald Perry, a little dirt there on the 5. I think I scooted it along the ground. It's a 5 for Gerald Perry. A 5 is going to be a double for a left-hander. That will be a deep drive to the right center field gap, and that's going to one-hop the wall. Cruising into second base is Gerald Perry, and that will bring up Randy Johnson, who's 2 for 3 on the day. He's going to be 3 for 4, as Randy Johnson with a base hit. He's a right-hander, so that will be a grounder up the middle, a single into center field. Gerald Perry's going to be, they're going to wave him around. He's a 1 to 70 to score. It's a 56, and he comes in on the single up the middle. And that's going to be another RBI, or another hit. That's 3 hits on the day for Randy Johnson, his first RBI, and that cuts the lead to 5 to 3. Bruce Benedict to the plate, 48, is going to be a strikeout as he chases an off-speed pitch out of the zone, and he goes down on strikes. He'll be out number 1. So 1 out, the pitcher spot. Let's go ahead and do a sacrifice bunt here. Actually, let's go for a pinch hitter. We're late in the game. How about Ken Oberkfell? So pinch hitter in the 7th. We got Oberkfell to the plate. He's a lefty. Excuse me, and 88 is going to be a line drive. And a line drive to 86 will be a line out to short. The runner is doubled off if he's at second base. He's not, as he scrambles back to the bag. And we got 2 outs now with a runner at first. It'll be Albert Hall to the plate. 41 to Hall is a strikeout as he tips the ball, but it's caught by the catcher for the strikeout. So 3 down in the inning. We go to the top of the 8th. Atlanta gets 1 back. They're down 5 to 3 to the Houston Astros. All right, 8th inning is going to be Alan Ashby in the pitcher spot. And back to the top of the order. Ashby is 1 for 3. A 40, though, is going to be a strikeout as he goes down swinging on a low fastball. Swings and misses. And that'll be out number 1. We'll let the pitcher hit here, 46. That's going to be a ground out to 62. Ground out to 62 is a fielder's choice. The lead runner is out. Let's see who was hit to. The shortstop. So 6-3 on the putout. And it'll be Bill Doran to the plate. Doran is 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. He got caught stealing his last time up, but he does have another steal. 70 though, he's not even going to get a chance. As on a ground out, this is a high chopper again to third base. And we got to check whether there's an error at third. There's not. So now we have to roll against the batter's speed to see if he beats it out. 79 is going to be greater than his XB rating, so that's going to be another good play at third base on the high chopper for Randy Johnson, who's had a good day today. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. Houston goes down in the 8th. They still lead by a score of 5-3, but things getting a little tight here as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Middle of the order, Royster, Ramirez, and Murphy. A 100 is going to be a wild pitch, so it's nothing with no one on base. 87 to Royster. 87 will be a line out to 22. That'll be a line out to first base. It would have been a double play if there was a runner at first. So nice catch there by the first baseman Cabell, who steps on the bag. And Ramirez to the plate. He's 2 for 3. A 5 for Ramirez. He's going to be 3 for 4 as he doubles. He's a right-hander, 94. That's a line drive off the wall. The play is close to second base as the batter slides in just ahead of the throw. 2-bagger for Ramirez, 1 out. He is at second base. A 5 is real trouble. 2-7 is a home run, and Dale Murphy cranks one. Let's see, a 34 to a right-hander. That's pulled. It's a laser down the line. It leaves the park in seconds as a line drive home run from Dale Murphy ties the ball game at 5. And just like that, the Braves right back in it. Brad Commence to the plate. 59 for him is going to be a ground out. And a 74 is a hard grounder up the middle. We got to check an error on the shortstop. No error on the play. See if he makes the throw. He does. And that's going to be a nice play at first for the second out. 2 down in the inning, 2 already in. And it's Gerald Perry to the plate. A 93 to Perry is a line out. 75 will be a liner to right field near the line. We have to do a defensive check on the right fielder. That's Terry Poole. That's not a good chance for him. He is a -7. Just a 1-45 to get to the ball. Let's see if he can get there. Oh, it was a 42 and it rolled over. Ah, he does not get there, and that's going to be a line drive single to right field as we do that defensive check to make sure he gets there. Gerald Perry now 3 for 4, 3 for 5. Randy Johnson to the plate. Actually, we should steal with Gerald Perry. He's a 1-77. 49, he's in there with the stolen base. And that'll bring up Randy Johnson. Johnson is 3 for 4. He's going to make an out here, though, as a 90 is going to be a line out. And that'll be a line out to 50. Line to the shortstop, a jumping grab. We have to do an error check, though, to see if it goes off his glove. Shortstop is a 1-96. And Craig Reynolds with a leaping grab at short pulls back what would have been a game win or a go-ahead single, but instead it goes down as an L6. But the Braves do put 2 on the board. They now have 5 to go with Houston's 5. We go to the top of the 9th, all tied up, 5 apiece. Dale Murphy clutch in the 8th, and it will be Craig Reynolds, Enos Cabell, and Mumphrey. Craig Reynolds on the day is 1 for 4. A 33 is going to be a walk as he takes a close pitch for ball 4. Manager not happy with that. Reynolds is at first. He steals in an 80. We're already past the 7th inning. We're sending him. It's a 6, and he's in there easily with the stolen base. All right. Enos Cabell. Man in scoring position. Chance to be a hero. A 63 to Cabell. 63 is a ground out. He's a righty. So 42 on a ground out is a 3-1 put out. The first baseman fields it and tosses it to the pitcher covering. That's going to be an out, but it is going to move the runner over to third. We're going to need to play the infield in here. This is the appropriate time. For Mumphrey, we do have some infield in sort of situational charts. An 80, as Mumphrey is going to get this one in the air. An 80 is going to be a fly out. That goes to 27. He is a switch hitter, so we're going to call him lefty. 27 on a fly out is a routine fly out to left field. Let's do an error check on the left fielder. That will be Albert Hall. Oh no. Oh no. Albert Hall. He drops it. I don't know if you can see that or not. A 95. Oh my gosh. Albert Hall with the E7 is going to score the runner. Oh, it's going to score the run from third. Oh my gosh. Nobody feels worse in the ballpark than Albert Hall, who just let the go-ahead run score. Still just one out and one on. A 99 is going to be a hit by pitch. 50 is going to be no injury. So Kevin Bass takes his base, and the wheels are falling off for the Braves here in the 9th. All right, 2 on, 1 out for Ray Knight. A 28 is going to be a walk as the pitcher struggles to find the strike zone. He walks the batter after a series of bad pitches, and the narrative is holding here. So we got bases loaded, 1 out. The infield is in. Terry Poole to the plate. An 18 for Poole is going to be a base hit. 88 to a lefty. That will be a line drive to center field. XB check to see if the runner's advanced. So a liner to center field. Let's figure this out. We get an RBI here. And we'll see if Kevin Bass, he's going to be a 1 to 70 because everybody is. So 1 to 70, they're sending him, trying to put this game away. And he does score a 37. So that's going to be a 2 RBI single for Terry Poole. Alan Ashby to the plate, a 45. He is 1 for 4. 45 is going to be a strikeout as he's caught looking on a nasty breaking pitch. So that's 2 outs in the inning. We do have 3 runs in already. It's 8 to 5. And a disastrous 9th inning for the Braves. The pitcher spot, we probably need a batter here. Who would we go with? We would go with Phil Garner. Put a little scrap iron in there. And a 34 to him is going to be a walk. It's not fair. Let's roll again. I could have chosen somebody. Oh, it's even worse. 6 is going to be a double for Phil Garner, who's a righty. 89. This is one of those, a double with the missed cutoff man, so the runners can try to advance. I don't think they're going to do that, as it's already going to score 1 run. That pushes the runner to third. They're going to hold them at second and third. And 4 runs in. It's now 9 to 5. And about as bad a scenario as you could possibly conjure up for the Braves. Bill Doran with an 80. That's going to be a fly ball. What is he? We'll call him a lefty. 53 on a fly out. Is a fly out to the right center field gap. We have to do a check on the center fielder. That's Dale Murphy. That's never good. He is a -8 1 to 45 to get there and make the catch until Murphy runs it down, and that's going to end the inning. So Murph, with a clutch play out there, saved another couple of runs. But 1, 2, 3, 4 runs come in to score in the ninth, and this one all but put away for the Astros. Atlanta says they did it. We could do it. We've scored 3 in the last 2 innings, so we can do this. And we're going to have Benedict, the pitcher spot, and Albert Hall in the ninth. 56 to Benedict is a ground ball. That's hit to the third baseman, routine throw. Let's make sure he makes the throw. 82. He does. And that'll be out number 1. Pitcher spot. Let's bring in Chris Chambliss in the ninth. A 73 is going to be a ground out. Chambliss a lefty. So that'll be a 4-3 put out. A couple of ground balls here in the ninth inning. Brings up Albert Hall. A 40 to Albert Hall. Hall is 2 for 5 with a couple singles and a run scored. A 40, though, is going to be a strikeout, as he swings at an inside fastball and he can't make contact, and that is going to be all she wrote. So the Braves go down 1, 2, 3 in the ninth inning. As they give up 4 runs in the ninth, they battle back to tie it up at 5 and then give up 4 in the ninth. Just a disastrous ninth inning with all kinds of stuff. We got an error. We got a hit by pitch. We got a walk, a 2-run single, RBI double, and the wheels just fell off in the ninth inning for the Braves. Let me put you on hold. I'll come back with the totals. All right, and we finished this one up. It was actually a better game than I thought. The Dale Murphy homer here actually put the Braves up by 2. They come back. They give up 4 in the ninth to lose it. They were up 7-5 as they went into the top of the ninth inning. And I didn't realize, I forgot to put the 2 runs here that they scored in the first inning. I'd put a 0, so I had them behind the whole game. They actually tied it up here in the 7th inning. So at 2-4, they were down 5-4, came back with a run. Murphy hits the 2-run homer in the bottom of the 8th, puts them in the lead, and then they give up 4 in the ninth to lose 9-7. So for the Astros, it's 9 runs on 12 hits, no errors. For the Bravos, it's 7 runs on 18 hits and 2 errors. I know the Braves, they left the bases loaded somewhere in here. Right here in this inning, maybe. They left the bases loaded once. They had a couple runners on here. Here's where they left the bases loaded in the 6th. Couldn't come through with the big hit. They finally come through in the 7th and 8th. Murphy with a clutch 2-run jack. It was a laser beam down the left field line and briefly gave them the lead, but they gave it right back in the 9th with the disastrous 9th inning. All right, this is played with AIG Baseball. So this is a new baseball game that if you want to play it, I'll send you the files for this version that I have here, and you can play it yourself. It won't be 1984. You'll be getting teams from 2024, but those are the ones that I have the most complete stats for, if I could find them. You can see here that the batters, they have some game stats down here for the season stats, and things are filled out a little bit more. The XB ratings are all differentiated for each player here. I have to continue to work on the older seasons, but I have stats for the pitchers as well. So the pitchers have how many games they got into, their win-loss record, FIP, strikeouts, walks. So they have some stats on there as well that you can check out, but these I haven't gone through and done that for. This was just sort of an experimental set to see how difficult it would be to try to do a classic season. So I chose 1984. That's a good season. And you'll get all of the advanced charts that I've been using. You'll get the sort of the basic chart as well for basic fielding, basic base running. And then you'll get the rare plays. So I got the rare plays here. We didn't use any of those. You get a rare play on a 1. You can see there. So a 1 out of 100 chance every batter. And then you got your sack bunts and your hit and runs. So there's more than just it worked or it didn't work. So there's a couple of optional kind of things in here. There's some re-rolls because it was fouled off, etc. When a guy gets hit by a pitch, you check the injury chart. When there's a defensive check, you check the defensive chart. So you just sort of you find the player's defensive rating, which is in parentheses here, and you find that range up here, and then you just roll that D100 to see what it is. You can see for a guy who's a -10, it's only a 25% chance of catching it. Dale Murphy was out there with a 1 to 45% chance. Your average fielders, like 50 or 60% chance of catching it. Your better than average are going to be at 75. Your really good players 1 to 85, and then your amazing fielders, it's like a 90+% chance of making a catch on a range check. So try to make that a little bit more reasonable and something that makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, that's what you're going to get with the game. These score sheets come off of digidugout.com, which I highly encourage you to go there. Support them by buying the one-time license. You'll get access to all of the postseason score sheets, which I like. I actually did that. I can also do, this is not the way the score sheets come. I actually re-laid out the score sheet. So whenever you pay for, I don't remember, maybe he calls it DigiDugout Plus. I don't know what he calls it. But it's basically the paid version. You can go through and you can manipulate the score sheet, and you can kind of move things around and create your own designer score sheet that you want to use. I want more pitchers because I play a lot of more modern seasons. So I wanted more pitchers there. It typically comes with like 4 or something like that. So I expanded that section. I made sure that I moved these right on top of each other. I kind of flirted with moving this to the middle, but I really like having the scoring line, visitor, home, pitcher, and then I got my notes here. All right, so I did not play with the pitchers in this one. You don't have to. These stats are based off of a player's batting stats for the season. So if you ask me, and nobody's asking me, so I'm offering this. To me, if you're just playing with the batters, you're going to get an accurate game. Especially if you're doing a replay. So this is basically for replays. If you're doing just a straight up replay, the pitcher on the mound is the one in real life. You're trying to use the pitchers who were used in real life. If you do that, then you are going to get pretty accurate stats with almost any game. So you don't need, I know it's controversial, but you don't need any batter-pitcher interaction basically with most games, because they're working off of stats that are completed. So that batter already has all of those pitcher interactions built in. So this is from a game designer's perspective. You can probably disagree with this if you want to. Maybe somebody has some smart reason why this is not true. But from where I stand, if you just played with the batters, you don't need the pitchers to interact. In fact, I would say that if the pitchers interact with these stats, it will change their stats, because these are, at least at this game, it's a 1 to 100 roll, so it's a percentile die. A percentile roll. It's based off of their actual stats. So his single percentage is actually 9 to 22. So it's 0.09 to 0.22. That's the number of singles that he had per at bat. I'm sorry, not per at bat, per plate appearance. He really had 7% or 8% walk percentage. It's 8%. 8% walk percentage. That's walks divided by plate appearances. So if you mess with this by bringing in a pitcher who can change his K percentage, then you have changed this historical data. So if you're asking me, this is nice to have because it just throws some variation into things. But from where I stand, you cannot use this and get historically spot on data. So, and then, you know, if you play with hit by pitches, the guy can go out of the game. Now, Jose Cruz, that's what, four plate appearances, 1, 2, 3, 4 plate appearances he never got. That changes history. So some things are going to be great. Mumphrey probably got 4 at-bats or 4 plate appearances he shouldn't have gotten in this game. So that changes things a little bit. But if you just want to play straight up, I just want to roll and get the exact same stats or the same accuracy, at least as history, just play with the batters. That goes in any game. Like if you want historical accuracy with precision baseball, you should only play with the batters, because that's going to bring you around to what happened based off of batters facing pitchers, because that's all backward looking data as well. It looks at the end of the season data and creates all of those percentages based off of that. Once you do any sort of hitter-pitcher interaction, and I'll tell you when that's not the case. So if it's like this, where there's a percentile, there's a range, these things are based off of the actual end of season player stats, and they're not just general player ratings. They're actually ranges for the player. The hitter-pitcher interaction is going to skew your stats. So the way you bring pitchers in, that's going to skew your stats. If you don't bring the pitchers in exactly as they were brought in the game, it's going to skew your stats. On the flip side, if you're playing precision baseball and you want more precision, you want more accuracy, play with only the pitcher cards. Don't allow there to be any sort of interaction between the two. Because if you go off the pitchers and you use the pitchers the way that they were used in exactly the fashion, you're going to get accurate stats. And it's like you can choose one or the other. Now, where a 50-50 game gets it wrong is to say, well, it doesn't matter which one we come off of. We're going to sort of meet in the middle. I don't think that that's correct. I think you either have to make a choice of all batters or all pitchers. But I know that if you play it like that over a long period of time, the stats will come out okay with a 50-50 game, just because it seems to be the nature of statistics to do that. But if you want the absolute most accurate way to play a game, you should either use the batter card or the pitcher card only. I know it's controversial, kind of a hot take. I've been dancing around it for a few days, talking about it on these videos. But when you look at me playing here with just the batters, don't say, oh, well, that's not realistic because the pitchers are not there. You are going to get very, very accurate stats from just playing with the batters. It would be better if you just played with the batters and had this little basic score sheet. Because once I add in any of this color commentary here, it is based off of right and left-handed splits, but these are more generalized results. So it may not necessarily be the results that they got here. So it could be that Claudell Washington when he flies out to right field a lot more than it shows here. Or maybe he flies out to center field or left field more than it shows here. Because this is not created just for his spray chart, I guess is what you would say. So this is more generalized. And so that's going to generalize some of these statistics here. So if he doesn't hit it to deep right field, and normally in a game, he might hit a bunch of balls to deep right field, which would score runners from third. But here he's not hitting balls to deep right field. That's going to skew his stats. Because that's going to be RBI chances, maybe 5 to 10 RBI chances that he doesn't get. So just realize that it's not completely and totally accurate to everything. It never will be. But if you want the most accurate, especially with a game like this that just has ranges and it's kind of a percentile game, you need to just play with one or the other, batters or pitchers. And if you do that, you're going to get very accurate stats. In precision baseball, you can play with just the pitchers. And then if there's a hit, then you'll look over to the batter card to see what kind of hit it was, because that is his sort of hit profile. And it's based off of his actual hits for the year. So that would be an accurate way to play that game. So instead of doing the comparison with the D20 dice, the die, and then you choose the batter or the pitcher, and that kind of weights the average or the at-bat the right way. Just play with the pitchers only, or just play with the batters only. So if you just play with the pitchers only, you're basically playing quick pitch baseball, which is a game I created. You can go to quickpitchgame.com and you can check out that game. There's 3 seasons, free download. I think I even have a video somewhere showing you how to create your own seasons for quick pitch baseball. But basically that came all off of the pitcher's card. So there were a few things that came off the batter card, but everything started with the pitcher, and there was no interaction. It was only, did the pitcher do, what did he do? And then the batter responds with whatever he did. So, I don't know. That's just my take. I've been thinking about that for a little bit as in terms of how to get a really accurate game. It would be to go off either the batter stats or it'd be to go off the pitcher stats, and then you would have to replay bringing in the pitchers at the same time. You would have to replay bringing in pinch hitters, making sure that they get the exact number of plate appearances that you're looking for, because this is based off of their actual plate appearances. Some games use at bats. I use plate appearances. So because all of these things could happen in a single plate appearance. So it could be anything. And the fact that we use rare plays, you would need to cut those out. Rare plays are going to skew things because those are things that didn't actually happen. But the rest of these are things that actually did, or the chance of them could be that they happen. But as soon as you put the pitchers in, and as soon as results start coming off of pitchers instead of the batters, you are going to run into some variations in your statistics. That's just the way it is, because we're not applying. Now, the time when that would change would be if you're applying ratings. So let's say you take a stat max kind of game and you apply ratings to the player and you say, okay, his hit rating is a 5 and this pitcher's hit rating is a 3. Now you have not actual stats, even if those ratings are based on actual stats. Now you just have a different kind of range. Now you're talking about potential instead of what is. But these percentile games like this are expressing what happened. A rating game is expressing what could be. If you play Madden or whatever and you have a rating, it is based off of the player's production, but it's more about potential going forward than it is about trying to reproduce those statistics. So this player has the potential to do something against this other player, but now we're matching their skills against one another, as opposed to matching their production to one another. So if you wanted to do more of a future-based game where you don't know what's going to happen, you need a game with ratings where you match those ratings against one another and then you see what happens. But at that point, you're going to get divergent results from, if you're expecting historical results, you're going to get divergent results. Just because the two players matched up against one another, it could have happened either way in real life. It can happen, you're sort of replaying real life on your tabletop. So I just wanted to go through and kind of do an explanation of that. Sorry about my cough and stuff. It's these wildfires in Canada they're killing us up here. If you live in the Midwest, man, we've been in the heart of it here in Chicago. So there's like actual particulates in the air that's bothering everybody. So I just wanted to express that about, there's been a lot of talk about accuracy and things like that. And tabletop designers can go a couple of different ways on that. And I just want to express to you how you can get the most accurate results if you want to replay a game. And you have the option of doing exactly what happened in the game. And you have the option of this sort of percentile based range system. Same thing happens. I use this system all the time because I'm using actual statistics. So if you want my games to be the most accurate that they can be, you play to those ranges and you play to those stats. Otherwise, once you get involved, once you let some of these extra kind of situations like rare plays and things like that get involved, it's just going to move your stats a little bit here and there, just because those are things that could happen in a game, but they're not necessarily things that did happen in game number 82. And so if they didn't happen in game number 82 or 84 or 89, then you're going to get some skewing of those actual real statistics, and these ranges will no longer be in play. The only way you could do it is if you create ranges based off of living statistics. So as your replay goes, you actually change all these stats. So that would be an awesome replay. But it would also mean it would be different. Your real life would be the replay stats. So if that makes sense. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. You can agree to disagree. Leave those in the comments section. If you know more about statistics than I do, then please educate me on that. But from where I can stand as someone who's put together these games, this is sort of where it is with in respect to how do you get the most accurate version of the game, and what do I need to do and play in order to make this feel like it did in that real life situation. So this is partly true. It would have been more true had I not played with these sort of advanced commentary kind of stuff, because I can't guarantee that the base hit went to right field, center field, left field like it did in the game, right? You're just, at that point, the game becomes a game, and you're sort of creating a new history on top of this actual statistical history. But is that the number of singles that this player should have if he gets the same number of plate appearances? Yes. And statistically, you're going to be within 3 to 5% over 600 plate appearances. You're going to be within 3 to 5% of all of these stats. You'll probably be closer than that with a few of them. You'll be spot on. You'll be 1% off, 0.5% off, or whatever. And then some of them, there will be a little bit of variation. But over 600 plate appearances, that's enough to reproduce generally the stats for any player. If you had 6,000 plate appearances, you would be under 1% probably in terms of the accuracy toward that player. You get to 60,000 plate appearances, and you're going to be spot on for several of them. You'll be a little bit off with some others, but it'll be all under 1%. So there will be some statistical variation just because that just happens. But the more plate appearances you get, the better off it's going to be. So I would tell you, don't put your hopes too high in completely reproducing a player's stats. And if you don't give the player the right number of plate appearances in a game, it will probably not come out as you hoped. So if you play with injuries, and if you're faithful to that and you keep them out a certain number, you are not going to get the same level of stats. If there's a game with heavy pitcher-hitter interaction, which makes the game totally interesting and gamifies it, it takes away the accuracy of getting the stats that you want in the game. Unless you were to actually leave the pitcher in for exact amounts of time. He didn't face this batter. He faced this batter and this batter. He didn't face this one because he didn't face him in real life. But as soon as you leave in a tired player to face Reggie Jackson, or you bring in a great closer to face Reggie Jackson, and that didn't happen, you've changed history. Because that player is either better than the one that Reggie faced, or he's more tired than the one that he faced. And that makes a huge difference in a game. Because whether they're tired or not, whether they're great or not, is going to shift the probabilities for Reggie Jackson to hit that home run. And now you're 1 home run off. If that happens 10 times, you could be 10 home runs off. Or either way, right down, fewer or more. So it really just depends on who you bring in, how you interact with the batters. But if you want completely accurate stats, go with the batters. Play the batters. Play as generically as you can. And then allow the chips to fall. And that's going to give you, and it's still going to be difficult, even if you did everything just right, to reproduce those statistics. You might be within 5 or 10% with all statistical categories over 600 plate appearances or 650 or 700 or whatever it was. But, you can't guarantee you're going to get the same number of walks. You can't guarantee. And then once your walks change, that changes your on-base percentage, and that changes your OPS. And, that changes a lot of things. It changes the number of runs they scored because now they're not on base because they're not walking. So it really is kind of a fluid situation. So try not to hang your hat too much on statistics. I don't think that too many people that play my games are really hung up on that. But maybe this goes out to someone, or maybe it's just educational as to the inner workings of these games. At some point, we gamify them as designers. So all of these, some of these double situations, some of these singles situations, a chopper off the plate. There's no throw. He's safe at first. How many times does that happen? It happens every once in a while. You might see it once a week at the most in the major leagues. So, but it's on here, and it's possible in 3 instances out of 100, whenever there's a single, that there's a chance to hit a chopper off the plate. So maybe in real life, in that at bat, a guy hit a single, but he hit a single to right center field, and that scored 2 runs. Now you have a chopper off the plate. Everybody moves up 1 run because it's just an infield, or 1 base because it's an infield single. He doesn't get the RBIs. He doesn't get that opportunity. And now his stats are skewed. Vice versa, maybe he chopped one off the plate in real life, and this time he hits it down the line. He takes an extra base. Everybody scores, and that's 2 or 3 RBIs that he didn't have. So once we add in color and doing different things, different kinds of plays that did not happen in real life, you're changing the game. And we just gamify this situation. It happens all the time. It happens in every game because you're a game designer. You want to make sure that you get all the situations in there. As soon as you begin to make decisions to send runners or not send runners, to try to score on a fly ball, you make a decision to play the infield in the 4th inning instead of the 8th inning, you've changed the game. So just realize I heard this the other day, you know, SD Patrick was saying this, as soon as you change the game, as soon as you make decisions, it should let the designer off the hook. And you can blame me all day. It's not that I don't care. I just know what my limitations are as someone trying to translate the game of baseball, and specifically players who played the game, his season. I'm trying to translate that to the tabletop for you to get an accurate representation of that player. But as soon as you add in your own thoughts, your own choices, you decide to steal. maybe he doesn't try to steal here. Maybe he just is happy with the one, and he remains here with the caught stealing, and that doesn't happen. Nothing is going to change in that inning. But if he had come home to score when normally he wouldn't have stolen past the fifth inning or something like that, you know, it's a choice I made. So that's going to affect the game, and it's going to skew the stats, at least just a little bit. So that's enough of that. But if you want to try AIG Baseball, you can email me at clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. I know there's a lot of baseball players out there and a lot who check out this channel and follow Clark and Addison Gaming. So send me an email. I'll send you these files. Somebody asked for the files yesterday, so there are a few people out there playing it. Again, it's going to be 2024 teams because those are the ones that I have the most. I've done the most with. So if you don't mind, you know, modern players, then you reach out to me and you can play this version of the game. Again, you can play with just batters. You can play with batters and pitchers. I like to just kind of, you know, if Joe Ryan is pitching, I just like to have him there to reference how he changes each of these different ranges. So he adds 1 to a home run. So now Glenn Hubbard is a 2 to 5. And now his doubles are 6 to 10 instead of 2 to 4 and 5 to 10. There's a wild pitch. So on a 100, Joe Ryan does not have a wild pitch because it's like he subtracts 1. So instead of that, it'd be I call it a foul ball. For strikeouts, he's now a 29 to 54. Actually, because the walks are -4, he's a 21 to 24 for a walk. He's a 25 to 55 for a strikeout. So it expands and changes these ranges just a little bit. And really, for hit by pitch, he'll be the same. But some players do, like here, he never hit a batter probably. So when it's a hit by pitch, it's just like a foul ball. So instead of that 99, it will be just a redo basically because he has a -1, so it sort of cancels that out. But you can see here some people have fewer walks and fewer strikeouts, more of a contact pitcher. Yeah, more strikeouts and fewer walks, which is going to be your better pitchers here. Same thing here. Didn't really throw wild pitches, so you can look into that as well. But you get all the players. I try to fill out 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 3 is 18 batters. And then for the pitchers, some of the older teams, it won't matter as much. But for the newer teams, you're going to get up to 30 of the pitchers. You can see the cards are a little bit smaller for the pitchers than for the batters. So there's just fewer things to put, to put onto the card. And it just makes more sense to make these a little bit smaller. Maybe I can make them bigger and just cut out one row and just have 5 here, but it seems to play pretty well when you put them together like that. And then you're going to get all of these, like I said, the sort of the advanced rules and sheets, and then you'll get the different kinds of extra hit and run and bunting and stuff like that. So yeah, just email me and let me know what you want to do with that. I think I've gone over time here, so thanks for checking it out. If you haven't subscribed, click subscribe. If you like this video, click the thumbs up. That's an easy way to support what I'm doing here. Also, you can go to clarkandaddisongaming.com, pick up a season set of any of the games that I've mentioned here. On-base baseball, precision baseball, the game of dice baseball, which is a super fun game. Quick play baseball, which I talked about on the Delphi forums a little bit yesterday, which is a quick play game with 3 different modes between quick, medium, and full play. You get all those modes in one game, played with a deck of cards, which is a little bit different than playing with dice. And then play action football is a major football game. No huddle football is another one, but I only have a couple of seasons for that. That also is played with cards instead of dice. And for basketball, up-tempo basketball, AIG basketball is out right now. And AIG has 3 seasons up on the website. So if you've been waiting for that or looking for that, you can go and purchase AIG basketball. I have the most recent season for the NBA, 79-80, which is Bird Magic in their rookie year. And then 85-86, which is like the magical Celtics run, right? And there'll be more coming for that. I have all the seasons from 70 to today to 2025. I have them all finished. I just need to, continue to release them out there. So if there's a season you want to see or that you want to purchase, let me know, because I'm just kind of going through and cherry picking seasons that I think people might like. But if there's a season you'd like to play or purchase for that, just let me know in the comments. I also have Triple Threat Basketball, which is a super full play basketball game. You can get full stats from the game. It'll probably take you 2 hours. 2 hours or more to play. And it's like passing the ball. It's gonna be a lot like Stratomatic or some games where you're like passing the ball here and there, maybe like a replay basketball. But it plays a little more smoothly and a little better, I think, than those games. Like it plays a little bit more quickly, and not as cumbersome. So the passing and stuff like that is not quite as cumbersome as you're going to get with some other games. So especially if you roll multiple dice at the same time, you can kind of just check here, and see what happens on the play. But I've actually got, I think on this channel, I have some representations of that game. If not, you can go to the Triple Threat Basketball channel on YouTube. It's not something I'm putting videos on anymore, but I do have some older videos there, and you can check those out. I might even have some on the Up-Tempo Basketball YouTube channel as well. So you can look those up and see what that game is about. I've got the NBA 75 team. So the 75 or 6 best NBA players of all time are in that game. And they're really great. I've got a free download of photos that you can put onto the tall cards. So you get this really nice looking tall card with the player's action shot and the logo, like a time specific logo for the team. And just a super cool card. If you look on the Rod's Tabletop Hoops YouTube channel, you can find he did a couple of videos, 2 or 3 videos on the game, and super thankful that he showed that and he played a game. So you can see the components as he printed them at like a nice print shop on good cardstock. So you can see those and how they represent and how they show. So a really good video that he did on those. And I'll be coming out with a golf game, tennis, hockey, AIG hockey. So there's several games coming up. I'm exploring soccer, so I'll probably just try that out. I've got kind of a game concept which is very similar to AIG hockey. It'll be AIG soccer, and sort of a similar concept where you flow from one section of the field to another. Should play pretty quickly, like in under an hour. You can play in kind of chunks of time. So I'll have to play that out and see how it goes. I have sort of the initial outline of what a game would be, and doing that, you could do fictional teams. You could also do actual teams if you wanted to, and I would give you the formulas to be able to put those into the game. I'm not much of a soccer guy, soccer. Uh, I'm not. I mean, I love hockey. I think hockey's awesome to watch, and I understand what's going on. But there's like a level of hockey that I can't ever get to in terms of strategy and stuff. I never played hockey, so I really needed to lean on hockey fans, hockey players, to be able to help me with AIG hockey. I think they made it a million times better than it was whenever I first started out. So super thankful for the community to play these games and say, hey, this is the terminology that we're using, or that's not quite right in terms of like what it would look and feel like in the NHL. You should do it like this, or have you thought about adding these plays? Just to bring a little bit more realism and depth to the game, stuff like that. So I really need the community, especially with some of those sports that are not football, basketball, and baseball, which I played a lot of. And I know a lot of strategy and that kind of stuff with it. But once you get outside of the major three sports, I get a little lost. Golf is okay because I've played golf most of my life. And tennis is okay because I watched it from afar, but there's still a level of tennis that I've never been able to get to as well. So I really just need people to help out in those areas. I can do a lot more with baseball and football and basketball, but super helpful to have testers to be able to speak into these games. So when I'm asking for testers to email me, just please email me. Like, don't feel bad about taking these games and playing them while they're in the testing sort of alpha or beta stage. I'm giving them to you. Test them, break them, try different strategies and see if there are things that can be added to the game or need to be removed from the game or need to just be changed, or maybe percentages that need to be changed because it's happening too much or whatever. So don't be afraid to tell me those things. I want the games to be as good as they can possibly be. And the only way to do that is to have more people playing the game. All right. I will leave it at that. Appreciate everybody's support. Thanks for watching this game. I will see you again next time.